going on, everyone? Welcome back into the Dairyland Drive podcast. Collin, Mike, and Riley. And you notice a fourth person in the screen as well. We have a special guest host this episode. Of course, it is Lucas, the diehard Broncos fan, because guess what? It is Packers-Broncos week. Not, I guess, officially. We got one more game left in the books for this week that we're recording on a Monday, but in all intents and purposes, it's Broncos-Packers week. So glad to have Lucas on and can kind of talk about those red-hot Broncos that just keep freaking winning games. We'll get to that full preview in a little bit, Lucas. Glad to have you on, and I know you're excited to talk about your team that's right now on the top of the standings in the AFC, huh?
Yeah, first of all, thanks for having me on. Once again, I love this podcast. I'm not a Packers fan, but I tune into this podcast for pure entertainment. You know, I'm surrounded by Packers fans, working at a news station that airs the Packers games all the time. And this is a big one for me because growing up, I'm always surrounded by Packers and Bears fans. And Packers fans, you guys are okay, but I've known some Packer fans. I'm sure you guys can say the same about Bears fans. The obnoxiousness that some fans, I mean, any fan base, you guys know how it is. I'm always that lone soldier. I am that Broncos fan. My whole family has been Broncos fans. So, like, from a little child, getting picked on when they were pretty bad in my early years. And then I had that, Peyton Manning era that I got to experience in high school. That was pretty fun. And then we had another, 10-year drought here, and now we're back. So I'm excited. Yeah, the Broncos are hot, and here we go. This is a fun week. So thanks for having me.
Of course. And the good news, I know you have Sunday ticket, but the good news is it's on national television, so you'll get to watch it, anyways, but I know you'll watch it regardless.
Yeah.
But going to be exciting. I think Nance and Romo are going to be on the call for that one, I believe, for the CBS game of the week. So if you like listening to them or don't like listening to them, I know it's usually two extremes with that crew, but obviously that just kind of shows you how big the game is. But before we get to that, Lucas, we got to talk a little Packers Bears on our end first and give the listeners what they want, because this is a big game going into it. Obviously, first place in the NFC North was on the line. The Bears have been winning a lot of games in a lot of different ways. The Packers, we talked about, kind of surprising that they were 6.5, 7-point favorites, I think is what I don't remember what it closed at. We were all kind of head scratchers about that, of what's going on there. Well, apparently Vegas got it exactly right. Get a 7-point win over the Bears at home. Keyshawn Nixon, who had a couple bonehead plays, and we'll talk about it in a little bit, because I got a little bit to say about the one. I don't know if you've seen like the replays and stuff, but again, he makes the game-sealing interception at the end on 4th and 1. Jordan Love really just had one mistake, but he was pretty damn good again in Toyotathon. Josh Jacobs just put the team on his back that final drive with some massive runs. But Riley and Mike, what do you take away from this? Because it's like, yes, it's a big win, but like in the like grand scheme of things here with like 4 weeks left, it doesn't really mean a ton, because we have to play the Bears in 2 weeks. We play a good Broncos team coming up. So these next 2 games are massive. So yes, we currently have the lead in the NFC North. We're the 2 seed in the NFC, but still a lot of football left. So it's probably hey, hell of a win, was fun to watch, but still a lot of ball game left, and a lot of shit can happen. So because we saw the Bears went from the 1 to the 7 in one game. Packers, I think, have done that earlier this season, that like Mike mentioned before the show, because that just shows you how tight it is in the NFC. So it's a very, very fine line of these next 4 games. Of you could be potentially fighting for the 1 seed, or you can be fighting just to freaking get into the playoffs. That's how close it is right now. But what was your guys' takeaways from this one?
I was just happy to see them not crumble after that pick. What was it, on the first drive that had happened? Years past, especially last year, it kind of seemed like one mistake kind of just they folded. after that, like, they couldn't recover from it, so it was good to see them kinda string some things together. Um, didn't love the plan out of halftime. Would have liked them to try to possess the ball a little more instead of just going for the kill shot right away. Like, that absolutely just ended up gassing their defense, with Chicago ending up going with the game plan to kind of, possess the ball for a while, and it got hairy there at the end. Um, but overall, I mean, glad to see that they fought. I mean, they played absolutely to the end. Like, that's what you need. So I was glad to see that, and 4-0 in the division this year after going 1-6 and or 1-5 and damn near 0-6 in
What
the
a
division
turnaround.
last year. So that's big turnaround this year, which is good to see.
I mean, I was happy with it. Me and Colin were texting individually during the game, and I was like, the Bears they're just a good fucking team. Like they are, like they have an identity, they stick to it. Like the Packers, they shut down their run game for most of the game. I mean, the Bears sustained obviously some really long drives, but like compared to what the Bears did to the Eagles the week before and gashed them with a better interior defensive line, like I was happy with what the Packers did. Um, I think one thing interesting was Nazir Stackhouse didn't get called up, obviously, for this game, which I don't know why watching back because Jordan Riley is not fucking good at defensive tackle. I swear to God, if we see him next week, like Sean Payton's going to fucking exploit that. That is a huge fucking weakness. So hopefully, Quentin Bohanna, the guy that got off the Seahawks practice squad, gets called. I don't know. Jordan Riley's not good. Don't want to watch that again. Um, I think they got us on some alignments there in the second half. They figured out what Hafley was doing in the first half. So Ben Johnson obviously found some things in the second half, and Quay Walker, you guys probably saw too, like late bumping defensive linemen, like they just were not getting adjusted, lined up properly, whether that was defensive linemen, whether that was Quay, I don't know, or just they were outnumbered off what they were going with adjustment wise. I don't know, but there's a few things there. But overall, like that was one of the harder. I mean, obviously I'm a Packers fan, so I watch majority Packers, but that was probably the hardest hitting Packers defense, like as a whole game, like just unit, just actually just standing up and tackling well that I've seen. I don't even made it of my entire life, at least that I can remember, maybe back to like the last Super Bowl. Um, but yeah, it was a physical game, big game to win. Obviously Christian Watson, which he's been hot, stayed hot. Jaden Reed being back was big. Um, I was happy with the offense. LaFleur obviously gets in his bag for these division games. So that's good. Like, if I'm gonna nitpick some things, it's like, okay, Romeo Dobbs didn't have a fucking catch. Dontavian Wakes went crazy last week. Apparently he doesn't exist anymore. Be sure we still drafted Matthew Golden in the first round. He's dead, even though he's not. There's some few things if I want to pick it at Matt LaFleur, like I just don't get it. Like I'm not gonna the tight ends. Tight ends best game overall. I just don't get why all these tight ends are getting touches and we have Dontavian Wicks, Romeo Dobbs, and Matthew Golden just don't fucking get a single touch. That bothers me to a certain extent, but we got the win. It is what it is. Overall, physical game. I liked it. Offensive lines coming together. I don't know how good, like, they're not a great offensive line. I think they're turning into an above average one now with this is like the third game in a row with these five. So as long as they can stay healthy. That was all Jordan Love yesterday though. Uh, he was checking, don't blitz him. But the Bears kept blitzing him and ever. So a couple weeks when we play them again, we'll see the differences there. But yeah, overall, big game for Jordan Love. Obviously, everybody in ESPN and all the whatever is always like the third or fourth favorite in the MVP race. Blah blah blah. So everybody's starting to jump on his back. Josh Jacobs is a stud. So overall, good win because the Bears are a good team. But yeah, like Colin said initially, like our schedule is tough. Like next three games are all potential playoff teams. The Ravens will be battling there. And then we have the Vikings then the year that would just love to fuck with us if it's a game we need in week 18. The Vikings I'm sure would love to. They're not terrible. They beat the shit out of the Commanders, so like they maybe they figured something out. So yeah, very tough schedule down the stretch. So this was a big one.
Yeah, I want to start. Yeah, the Bears rushing attack. I think I just saw a stat today. Obviously, they ran the ball a lot, leaned on it in the second half, but they never had a run for over 9 yards, which we mentioned. Like the Packers defense limited the explosive plays like quite a bit. I mean, I know Caleb Williams made some pretty nice throws outside of the pocket and extending plays, but I think for the most part, the Packers did what they wanted to do. But yeah, they were just on the field a ton. Like those 2 3-and-outs in the second half just killed us. And Mike mentioned, like, out of the locker room to go 3-and-out, to give up that drive, just was not the start that you wanted for how much you just dominated the first half. And then Jesus Christ, we talked about this in the group chat, like McManus starting to feel a little bit more comfortable with him kicking field goals, but like, dude, Mike, what did you say the field is wide in the NFL? I don't even.
So it's 53 and a half
And
yards wide or whatever, and you can kick a 60-yarder through uprights that are what 10 yards apart, but you can't keep the ball in play on a field that's 53 and a half yards wide. Like, how does that happen?
And this isn't the first time this year either. Like he's kicked it out of bounds multiple times now. It's like I don't hope it's not an issue. Like I just don't know. I guess sometimes it can just go off the side of the foot, but like just in that moment too, that just sucked because that was like could recapture the momentum and then just boom, they had the ball at the 40 to start, and like one play later they were in Packers territory. So yeah, that certainly was frustrating. But yeah, Jordan Love. We have to go back and listen to our kind of bold takes for the season. I think all three of us were kind of on the same page of he's going to get in the conversation for MVP. That was kind of one of our bold takes or previews for the season. Yeah, like you mentioned, I think national media is starting to pay attention to him a little bit more. Is there anyone in the NFL that has a better fadeaway, little fadeaway jumper on like 3rd and long or just certain situations than Jordan Love? Like it's one of those throws that he just does it and you're like, oh Jesus. And then it always lands perfectly to whoever it's going to. But it seems like there's at least a couple of those a game that happens that kind of hold your breath on. Granted, that interception, awful. I mean, I get what he was trying to do, but obviously just.
I don't. What were you trying to do?
I think it was Golden was right behind is who he was going towards, but he just never saw the defender and just completely threw it right to him. But like you mentioned, the big thing was didn't really let it affect them. The defense kind of played complimentary, held them out, and didn't kind of turn the bad play into more bad plays. But yeah, I mean, overall, I think you have to be happy just with the fight. I mean, you mentioned the Bears offense just controlling that whole second half. They tie the game, and then it was do or die for the Packers offense. And what do? They drive right down the field using Josh Jacobs and a little bit of stuff off of it and answer to take the lead. That's the shit that you want to see at this time of the year, right? Like when the momentum is just completely taken from you and it's everything is in the Bears' favor. You want someone like Jordan Love in the offense to just answer it because that's just finding a way to win games. And hell, maybe in the past couple of years, those are some of the instances where they didn't do that, where it would just kind of catapult into like more mistakes or the momentum just keep going the other team's way. So that has to feel good for the offense to kind of answer the call there. And then the defense, as much as they struggled in the second half, still made the game-winning pick at the end. So kind of complimentary football there to kind of close out the game in the final 6 minutes. You got to feel pretty damn good about that as a fan, I would imagine.
Yeah, for sure. Not too much to add to that. You summed it up really well. I was hoping on that 3rd and 1 where Jacobs had that safety in the open field. I was hoping he would just stiff arm him to the earth. Like, yeah.
Into a
he almost had him, man. But yeah, good on him to close out that drive with a hard-nosed touchdown. And yeah, Keyshawn on that final interception. Keyshawn just hauling ass over to the other side of the field to make that play. That was big.
Yeah. And I want to talk about real quick before we get to Lambeau lines, and I don't know if Lucas wants to throw any of his insight in from an outsider's perspective. I don't usually bitch about the refs, but I thought that they were like not good for majority of the game. One, we've talked about this numerous times. Like Rashawn Gary got a holding call. It was pretty much the same thing that Micah Parsons was getting to him every single fucking play, or at least every other play. So I just don't understand why they don't he doesn't even get like barely one holding call a game. Does he get a holding call a game. It's like once every 3 or 4 games. It's just ridiculous to me. I went back and watched the whole like incompletion, fumble, interception. I don't think the ball hit the ground. So like I don't know how it was like I thought he like caught it, rolled over, tucked it. I'm talking about Evan Williams in the whatever that was the first half. I don't think that was incompletion. Did you guys get a chance to like watch that back and kind of see that play? Like I was super confused about it because I thought the ball never hit the ground. The guy made like a football move. He like clearly took it away from him and ended up with the ball. I know it was like fumbled after that, but like I don't know how that wasn't an interception. I don't know. Maybe it's just like a complete hot take for me, but I thought that was like an awful call. I was like super confused about that. But I don't know. Is what it is. It's part of the game you got to live and die with. But I think the Bears definitely got some calls that went their way. But hey, it didn't matter in the end. But before we move to Lambeau Lines, any final thoughts on this one? The post game handshake. I don't know what officially was said. I think that was like been the debate of what LaFleur said. I think Johnson said see you in 2 weeks. LaFleur said like all right or good game. I think that's what they were debating about this morning.
Did he even say anything?
It was like a very, very freaking short word that they caught. So, and of course it could just be
drama between the two, though.
Yeah.
The drama between the two, like it's fun. Yeah, I know Ben Johnson's no stranger to that division and everything like that. But I must say that the Bears, they're kind of a wagon here. And did they start 0-2? Was that correct?
and 2 like bad losses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like at the start, it was like, okay, like was this for anything? And then now you can definitely tell by the play calling and everything. There's some gimmicky shit in there, and I don't know. It's well, especially for Chicago fans, it's definitely a breath of fresh air here. Caleb Williams actually looks all right, but I gotta ask you guys about Matthew Golden here. Because, I had this game on the iPad. I had the Bronco Raider game on the big TV. Matthew Golden, how long was he hurt?
I think he was out for at least 2 games, if not 3.
Okay.
But I think
Did he have
kind of been.
did he have a catch? I forget. I know Romeo Dobbs didn't, but he had no catches?
No, he only
If
played
you
like 5
could-
snaps.
Redraft for the Packers right now. I forget what pick they had instead of Matthew Golden. Who would you take? Because I feel like he's just not, and I don't know. I don't watch the Packers.
He's a rookie.
in-depth. Oh, I know he's a rookie, but he's a first round wide receiver here, and I feel like he could have been a 3rd round. Though I don't know. I'm just picking the brains here. It's mainly for Riley, I guess, to get them all going. But I mean, so you have faith in Matthew Golden, Mike?
Yeah, I mean he's a rookie. I mean, he's missed some time. Clearly, he doesn't know like the whole playbook and all the adjustments and whatnot, and that's probably why he's not getting as many snaps per game as some of these other guys. Watson coming back now, Reed coming back. I mean, Dobbs and Kraft before he got hurt, they were kind of the main focus. It's just the way it's going to play out. I've kind of made my peace with it. Like the more experience he gets, the more looks he's going to get. Like. It's hard. It's hard because we really want those first round players to like excel right out of the gate, but that's just not like that realistic for that many players. I mean, we're not even through his first full season yet. Like I'm totally willing to give him time.
I'm also
Frustrated. Sorry. Yes.
I'm also convinced when they drafted him, they did not think Christian Watson was going to get back to like the level that he was this year and be this good, or maybe even have any faith that he was going to stay healthy. Like I'm under that assumption. That's why they rolled the dice on Golden and drafted him there. But like, yeah, I mean, if Christian Watson got hurt after like whatever the first game and back at it, he might have a bigger role right now. I don't know. I mean, the gadget guy's back. Jaden Reed is back for Matt LaFleur, who's probably all smiles that he gets to motion him, sideline to sideline 40 times a game. So he's just jumping and enjoy that. So he'll fill that role. And I mean, Christian Watson's playing at an elite level. So, and if he's going to keep playing these tight ends, yeah, it's tough of how to get snaps with him. But there's still, 4 games left. We saw Dontavian Wicks came out of nowhere and had a breakout. Like all it takes is, Matthew Golden to have one good game over these next 4 games and, help him win. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean,
A lot of mouths to feed too. I mean, even Bo Melton had that touchdown catch, which was that was impressive.
and to answer your original question before Riley can go, I'd have to look at the original, like what the picks were after that. But like if I would have known that we were trading for Micah Parsons, and 2, all of our other fucking edge rushers were absolute trash besides him, maybe I would look and see like what other edge rushers were there, because I still think that's the missing piece. But that would be like my only thing to answer your question.
Yeah, I would say I'd jump on pass rusher, or man, you could just take Donovan Jackson, the guard. He starts in Minnesota right now with the way our right guard situation, which Anthony Belton's fine now, but yeah, I mean, we kind of probably all saw this coming with Matthew Golden and how the floor is operated. My only thing is, and it doesn't even really have anything to do with anything, it's just always goes back to, I've bitched about this, is LaFleur's smug answers about his receivers. Like, oh, we don't have a number 1. Hey, dude, well, this was like the nut-cutting game of the year, and you fucking clearly showed who your top 2 or 3 receivers were. So shut the fuck up with your dumbass interviews all the time saying how we have like 6 number 1s. No, you don't. Like, you're not going to use Wicks. You're not going to use Golden. Just is what it is. Like, my thing is, this is Wick's 3rd year, and I still have no idea what his vision in this offense is. Like, for like LaFleur's vision for Dontavian Wicks. Like, he'll have games where he goes off, like in the playoff games 2 years against Dallas last week. No idea what LaFleur wants to do with him. This entire season, I know Golden's been banged up recently. But like, you watch all 3 of us watch every game. Like, what is LaFleur's plan for Golden? What do you think do you think he's a gadget guy? Is he an outside receiver? This is like week 15. We have no fucking clue. So that's my gripe with it. But at the same time, like I said originally, like Mike said this, I think last week or whatever, when we said, oh, Jaden Reed's going to be back, or Collin asked what's going to happen when Jaden Reed's back with Golden, and Mike's like, we're going to see like 5 snaps a game, which we all knew, and it's completely right. So it's just like, I just hate LaFleur's dumbass answers, and he tries to act like he's smarter than everybody, which I've bitched about this forever. And it's like, dude, just shut the fuck up and just use them how you're going to use them. Stop telling us you have 5 number 1 receivers. Like, literally very clear who your top 2 guys are and who you trust. Like, I don't know. Jaden Reed just got back, and I get he's been there, but he literally has been out for like 10 weeks straight, and you come in and he has about 20 gimmicky plays. You couldn't have done half of that with Matthew Golden over the last fucking 10 weeks? Apparently not. So I don't know. I don't know. There's just a bunch of shit that bothers me, obviously, but no, I just wish we had like even like an inkling or like an idea of who the hell is doing what with not just Golden, but Wicks as well, because looking at the future, it's like, all right, we got Jaden Reed, we got Christian Watson, but I'm assuming Romeo Dobbs is gone. So who's going to take his spot next year? Is it Wicks? Is it Golden? We have no idea, because LaFleur hasn't shown anything, and he just doesn't try offensively unless it's a division game, I guess, which is probably a good thing for you this week, Lucas, because our offense is going to be shit this week against you guys. I'm just telling you, because we won't try. So yeah, I don't know. I just wish we had an idea, but drafting wise, knowing how it's kind of went, yeah, I wish we would have taken an offensive lineman, or I mean just an edge rusher, because Rashawn Gary, besides the first 3 weeks, has kind of just faded completely.
All right.
Yeah.
There we go. Well, before we get to Broncos Packers, we got to do this week's Lambeau lines. So, Mike, take it over for this week's Lambeau lines. Go ahead.
All right. All right, so I've asked this after roughly each quarter segment of the season. We are now entering the final quarter of the regular season. After about 3 quarters, the Packers are what?
Go ahead, Riley.
It's open-ended.
On pace with what I think we all. I mean, I think their losses, besides the Eagles' loss, have come to teams that we didn't think they'd lose to. But in general, I mean, being second place in the NFC, I think that's after the Micah Parsons trade. that's kind of what all our expectations were to be in 1, 2, or 3 in the NFC. So I think on pace or on par, whatever word you want to use.
I would say they're in the conversation in the NFC now. I still don't think they're the favorites. I know the Rams had their one fluke loss to the Panthers a couple weeks ago. I still think the Rams are the best team in the NFC, in my opinion. But I think the Packers are now in the conversation, like right underneath there. If they're their own tier, or if there's a couple, teams with them, I think they're starting to figure out, I think, how to maybe win some of these games that you mentioned against good teams. And that's just kind of what's been missing from, I think, just this group or this young group these last couple of years is winning some of these, close games and ugly games against good teams. And it seems like they're maybe starting to figure that out. We'll see over the next 2 weeks if that holds true, I guess. But I think they're in the conversation now of kind of being the top there, the NFC.
Lucas, anything to add to that?
No, I was gonna kind of say, I mean, they're contenders, man. They're up there. That's simple, just coming from me. I also think, and I forget the beginning of the question or the statement, but I think they're gonna beat the Bears at Soldier Field. And after seeing this past week's game, that changed some things because I actually thought the Bears were gonna win this last week. I thought Ben Johnson was gonna do some wacky stuff and go into Lambeau and I know that's kind of like a bold statement. I mean, I don't know. I feel like they must have been favored. The Packers were favored this last week, right? Yeah. And I don't know. I think I think it's gonna be a sweep for the Packers. I don't know where the Packers are. What? They are going to beat the Bears in weeks.
I like it. All right. We'll kind of cater to Lucas here for this next one. Broncos currently sitting as the top seed in the AFC. You finished the season with the Packers and Jaguars at home, at Kansas City on Christmas, and at home with the Chargers to finish the season. So your Broncos will be the blank seed going into the playoffs.
And I was looking at the Patriots. Soft schedule. Nothing against Drake May and that team. Mike Vrabel's doing some work over there. Now we have the tiebreaker among common opponents with the Raiders because the Patriots lost to the Raiders in week 1. Dude, I think we can be 1 seed, man. I'm confident. I'm confident we could do Broncos do what they have to do. Like, I don't know. It'll we can do this. But we need help, I think, a little bit. Like with the Patriots, I don't know. Do they have the Bills this week? Is that right?
Big one
Yeah.
for them.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
At home.
They have another tough-ish opponent. I said soft schedule, I know, but I'm just gonna
Ravens,
I'm gonna
Jets,
roll with the team
Dolphins.
here. Okay. Oh man. Yeah, I'm gonna roll with the team here. We just stay in our lane, do our thing, and go Bills this next week here. So that 1 seed, man. Just funny that we're here and talking about that because I did not expect the team to have a 10-game win streak and be 11-2 here. And I'm sleeping nice. What do you guys think? You guys think Broncos can be the 1 seed? Or are you one of the Packer fans or football fans that say the Broncos are frauds?
I know. I don't think they're frauds.
I've been on the Broncos since freaking February, so no, I am not. I think they're going to be the 1 seed. I think both teams and the Broncos obviously have a much harder path here this last month, these last 4 games, but I think both teams go 3-1. I think the Broncos either fall to the Packers this week or the Jaguars are pretty hot, but division-wise, and I think Sean Payton will go into his bag. I think they'll handle the Chiefs and the Chargers. I don't think either of those offenses are anywhere near explosive enough to do anything against how good the Broncos defense is. And I see the Patriots either losing this game. I wouldn't imagine. everything points like, are they really going to beat Josh Allen twice? I don't know. And then the Ravens might be playing for their lives at that point in time. So I don't know. I just see both teams finishing 3-1. Like you said, Lucas, the Broncos hold the tiebreaker. So I'm going to go with the Broncos holding on to that 1 seed.
I agree. I would say the 1 seed. Yeah, the Jaguars game's funky because you don't really know what you're gonna get from them like week after week, and one week they'll look like really freaking good, and next week they'll look like a bottom third team in the NFL. So I think that kind of snuck up as you know a pretty important game here because they're the week after this one. You guys play them because then you end 2 divisional games with the Chiefs after this. I don't remember how your schedule aligns, but yeah, that's a sneaky good game coming up because. Yeah, that would be the one that I would highlight because the Jaguars are kind of fighting as well for the AFC South and the wild card potentially with the Texans on them. So, yeah, I don't know. The Patriots can beat the Bills this weekend. I would not be shocked if they finish 4-0, but I'm not going to be shocked if the Broncos finish 4-0 because like Riley mentioned, I think you're going to have the Chiefs and the Chargers number there those last 2 weeks. To me, the Chiefs are dead. They officially died last night. RIP. And then the Chargers I'm just not in on the Chargers like whatsoever. But I'll call the 1 seed. I'll say the 1 seed.
The Dolphins are a team that I just don't watch, but then I'm like looking at the standings and I'm like, what the fuck? So like that can give me some hope that they could beat New England. New England's D is just very good, and I think Achan just got hurt as well, so I don't know how long that'll be. But yeah, it just says something. Dude, it's just Colts are dying. The Dolphins are kind of on the come up. The Chiefs are dying for once. It's great. It's great over here in the AFC.
All right, last one. So the Packers were 6.5-point favorites this week against the Bears. I think we all thought that was too much, and they ended up winning by 7. So Vegas was basically right on, as you said at the top, Collin. Final question: Packers opening as 2.5-point favorites this week at Denver is too much, not enough, or just right?
Too much.
I just don't even know how I don't know how they're favored.
I know,
How are
I'm
they
shocked.
favored going
Thank you. Thank you. Okay.
going into Denver?
I'm shocked.
Yeah. I found this out this morning. I don't know when it gets released, I guess. Yeah, that kind of confused me a little bit here. It's a little disrespect to the Broncos with the 10-game win streak and arguably one of just kind of like Lambeau Field, the home advantage. It's a freaking thing at Empower Field. That place gets rocking, and yeah, I guess it just says something about your guys' offense. But going against a pretty stout defense, yeah, I was just kind of confused. I felt a little disrespected, and I'm sure Sean Payton is printing that up, putting it on the locker room wall this whole week because that'll fire up the dudes, I'm sure.
We'll get into this, but I just don't even everything the Packers do well, the Broncos counter very well. Literally the Broncos are everything they do well is the Packers' weaknesses, and everything the Packers do well, the Broncos do well against. I just don't even actual football wise, I feel like the Broncos should be 6.5-point favorites. I just don't. Hey, we'll get into it, I said, but it just doesn't on paper. It doesn't even make sense, make at all for how both teams play out.
Plus, it's what's the saying? You get 1.5 points for being at home. So in reality, the Packers are in a way 4-point favorites is how Vegas is kind of looking at it unofficially with being two. That's crazy to me too. That it's at that point. But yeah, I don't know. I think everyone too much.
I don't know. I think it's okay to be the underdog. That's fine. I'm fine with repping my team with being the underdog at home, and I'm sure the boys are as well. It's just kind of confusing, but kind of along with what Riley said. The balances are weird between the two teams. And it's kind of crazy. It's gonna be a mere matchup, in my opinion. This isn't 2 years ago when the Broncos played or no, was it? When was it? When did we go?
2 years ago.
Back
2 years
in
ago,
when
yeah.
Russell Wilson. Yeah, was it 2 years ago? I don't even really remember that game, but these are two very different teams and top dogs of the conferences. I just think it's gonna be really fun. I'm sure we're gonna go over some score predictions later on, but I think it's gonna be a nice game, hopefully.
And the one seed in the AFC get to play the underdog role, I guess, this week, or play that card this week. Apparently now, just with how the betting's going, so you got that going for you. Yeah, it's shocking. I don't get it, but we'll see. All right, is that this week's Lambeau?
There you go. That's Lambeau lines for you.
All right, well let's jump right into this big matchup this weekend, and just kind of start with you, Lucas. What's been different about this Broncos team from your perspective as a fan? From I guess obviously the struggles that you had there for the stretch, but you could see that they were starting to put it together these last couple of years. But what has made them this year really take off, in your opinion, as a fan, on just either side of the ball or just overall, that they're winning these games? You mentioned 10 games in a row in the NFL. Not easy to do, and they've done it. Just finding different ways to win, come from behind. What are they, 5-0 while trailing in the fourth quarter or something like that, or entering the fourth quarter while trailing? Just crazy stats. But what's been your perspective of why they are 11-2 right now, sitting on top of the AFC?
Look, this team made me lose my hair. I'm bald here. The heart palpitations I get watching this team is totally worth it, because it is a very fun team. And I've been hot and cold with Sean Payton's play calling. In the beginning of the year, I just was not on board with lack of tempo, which is where Bo Nix thrives. And like, dude, and then like the run game was like iffy here, and now finally we're getting the run game. I mean, Dobbins is on IR, but like RJ Harvey looked amazing this last game against Vegas, and I know it's Vegas, but like him in the pass game is kind of like a Sean Payton's like little mini Elvin Kamara. I guess to just sum up, Broncos, yeah, like I said, heart palpitations. That Giants game gave me so much hope in that anything is possible. And I don't know if it's a good thing to believe that, but they just find a way to win. And Sean Payton, I said to my boss today, because he's also a Broncos fan, and if I had a newborn baby, I would give him to Sean Payton, and I would just trust. I have trust in Sean Payton. Like, here, hold the child before I even hold it, whatever. Like, I have trust in Sean Payton, and even though he's maybe a dislikable guy, I don't like LaFleur. I hate that guy's face. I don't know why. I don't know if it's just because like
A lot of people agree with you.
pretty dude. Yeah, but like,
Perfect.
you can hate the guy, but you have to respect the coach here. And I know a lot of people hate Sean Payton, and my dad and I were talking to, and he is such an asshole to the media. His press conferences they're hard to listen to, because I work in the media, and like I would just be shitting my pants if I was asking him some of these questions. And not all the questions are bad either. It's like, damn. I guess to just summarize here, yeah, we had a long drought, but drafting Bo Nix was excitement. Here we go again. Another large white quarterback, and we're making it work. He's shown so much promise. He's had these happy feet moments where he's like throwing off balance when he doesn't have to, that I just can't stand. But I think he's starting to come into form here in the part of the season where it kind of matters here. So I think he maybe shook off some jitters before the late bye week. And I mean, he looked so calm and poised, confident in this last game. So I'm just hoping that continues.
So it has been exactly 10 years, not exactly 10 years, but 10 years since I've been introduced to your family, of going to the AFC Championship game back in 2015, and obviously watching your guys' Super Bowl win. But I want to ask you, from your perspective, the defense. How would you kind of compare this year's defense to that team that won the Super Bowl? Just with overall on on that level, maybe not quite that level. Are they better than them? Well, how would you kind of compare this year's elite defense to that team that won the Super Bowl 10 years ago?
Oh, I know they talked about it on prime time, so I'm sure you guys heard this, but like when we traded Von Miller to the Rams, like we used one of those picks to get Nick Bonito, so it's like almost like a full circle moment. Yeah, I mean, obviously with Pat Surtain being defensive player of the year last year, I don't know, man. No fly zone back in 2015, 16, like that's something different. So I think, yeah, I'd say it's pretty damn close. Like this defense they're just monsters. They're quick. Zach Allen is a complete behemoth and just shoving kids around. They're just fun to watch. They are fun to watch. I'd say they're up to par with that Super Bowl winning defense for sure. And I mean, that's all I gotta say. Like Nick Bonito, like he's got like 12 and a half sacks. Yeah, he's just incredible. The way they just fly around, like it's just when like, a defense is like just flying around. It's just so fun, man. It's a good time.
Yeah, their speed. I think that's what like I see like every watching the defense, especially like up front. Like that's what terrifies me going to this week is those edge rushers. Like they just fucking go. Like once they get the snap, they're just like 100 miles an hour. So that's going to be like a big test. For obviously our offensive line. But before we get Mike and Riley in for this preview as well, we got to talk about the other side of the ball, Lucas. The Packers. You can be as shit on them as much as you want, that they don't scare you whatsoever, or maybe you have a little bit worries. But when you look at how the Packers are playing right now, a couple wins against divisional opponents, is there anything that makes you nervous about the Packers? Any player, or how do you kind of feel overall playing this team at this moment right now, entering this week?
First of all, I'm a fan that is always nervous, like every single freaking game. Like that Thursday night football game when the Broncos were playing the Raiders, and it was like arguably like one of the worst fucking games of the season. In every game the Broncos play in, like it just drives me up the wall. Like I'm scared. And this being the Packers, like I said, surrounded by like this game, like to me, I think makes me even more nervous because of that like narrative. But Emmanuel Wilson has also been looking good. So I'd say like the dual running back threat that you guys have, and then Christian Watson really coming into play here at like since his injury or whatever, like that kind of freaks me out. You guys are a team that likes to take shots downfield. That being said, we have a really good secondary. Like I said, I'm nervous. Of course I'm nervous. It's the freaking Packers. Packers, I feel like are always good.
Okay.
How is Denver's run defense? Are they pretty stout, or are they kind of vulnerable?
No, they're pretty good. They're pretty good.
Just fast, Mike. Like everything on that defense is just fast. I think that's how you would probably sum it up, but
They got a little bit of the old 49ers in them. They got those two 49ers players in there, and that's kind of how they play. Very not the exact same, but that's the flashback. Yeah, that's the flashbacks they got, or they give me at least.
All right, well, let's flip this on the other side. You heard kind of Lucas talking about his perspective of the Broncos riding a 10-game winning streak. Mike and Riley, you look at this matchup. Is there anywhere you think the Packers can exploit or maybe match up? I know Riley didn't sound too confident earlier with how he looked at it. Is there any matchup you like, or on the other side, like what makes you most nervous about playing this Broncos team on either side of the ball? I'll leave it very open. You can talk about offense, defense, or overall. What do you kind of look at in this matchup going into this week?
I like that we're playing in altitude, so McManus can just hit some absolute bombs.
You're no stranger to that, man. I didn't even think of that. I did not even think of that. Dude's gonna come out and kick 60-yard field goals.
No, to be real, I think like this is a week that they got to establish the run. Like you got to stay ahead of the sticks so you can slow down those pass rushers a little bit. Stay in third and manageable so you can, keep the playbook open and so it's not third and obvious passing situations. So, I mean, I've to me that's got to be the game plan on the offensive side at least.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, that's exactly what Mike said. They have to be able to establish the run somehow. I'm just not super confident they can. You look at the teams that they've struggled with this year. Eagles, Panthers, Browns all have dominant defensive lines and just handle the Packers up front. Broncos, like Lucas already talked about, 2 really good edge rushers. Really good inside as well. Speed at the linebacker position, so it's just not promising because I think their play action pass game is going to have to be the pass game they use. Jordan Love has been amazing against the blitz. We just said, guess what? Broncos don't have to blitz, and they don't that often. They will on occasion, but I'm assuming they're going to watch some film and say, yeah, I'm not going to fucking blitz this guy, and they're just not going to. I think the one weakness, and I've said this, I think he's trash. I do not get how he fucking.
We know where this is going.
Riley Moss sucks. So that is the one. If they can get Christian Watson or Dobbs on him, which they will, he's got to cover one of them. Like that's where the Packers are going to go, I would assume. He is a bad corner. It pisses me off. Like he's gonna fuck the Broncos. When you guys lose in the playoffs this year, it's gonna be because of Riley Moss. I'm just saying it's gonna happen. I've said this since like March, so it's not like it's like ever since that freaking Bengals game last year. I watched at Christmas and Collin right next to me. I thought Hannah was gonna break the TV, and that was Riley Moss. He's terrible. He's not. He just can't, he tries, and he's in the right position. He's not physically big enough. Like, he's athletic enough. He's a slot corner playing outside, and I just don't get it, and it pisses me off watching him. I just, every time I tune into a Broncos game, it's just fucking Riley Moss getting burnt somehow, and it's like he's there, he just like can't do it. He's just not that guy, but whatever. And then on the other side of the ball, staying on that side of the ball, I think the Packers are going to have to like quick passing game, which has not been their thing. Like they're obviously a chunk pass play offense, which the Broncos are great against. Usually, except for like I said, when the teams go after Riley Moss, quick passing game. So is Jordan Love going to be patient enough to like just do that entire game? Because that's kind of what they try to do to you. Also, on the other side of the ball, Packers have struggled with mobile quarterbacks. Bo Nix will just take off and run. Like that's just what he'll do. Like Lucas said, RJ Harvey's been good in the run game the last couple weeks getting going, so they will do that. They have a very, very physical offensive line. They're definitely a run-blocking offensive line more than the pass-blocking offensive line. But if you look at the stats this year, both tackles are like top 5 in pass protection, but that's just because they just don't drop back and pass. It's not what they do. They like to get Bo Nix outside of the pocket, and when he does drop back, like quick passing game. And going all the way back to these stupid ass losses, and like we had that run of playing these second string old quarterbacks. What did they excel at? Quick passing game. So basically everything that the Broncos do on both sides of the ball is actually the Packers' weaknesses. So like I just don't really know how or what LaFleur is gonna do. With all that being said, like how LaFleur usually pulls shit out of his ass and has insane game plans for games that like it feels like they have no business being in if you actually look at it football-wise. And like I said, we talked about earlier with the sports books and the Packers being favorites. I have no idea why. Like, it makes absolutely no football sense of how they're favored because they have actually no advantage because everything the Broncos do well, the Packers have struggled against. Everything the Packers do well, the Broncos excel at stopping. So, yeah, I don't really see it. But like I said, these are the games that LaFleur somehow does something he has not shown all year. I think he'll recognize how big of a game it is, but like I don't really, besides attacking Riley Moss, which obviously I've been pretty clear about, like I just don't really know where this is not a defensive line they're gonna beat up front. Like they're gonna probably get their ass kicked. And Jordan Love's gonna have to get rid of the ball fast, but they're gonna be dropping 7 guys in the coverage because that's all I need to do. And he has struggled against zone, like not struggled, but he's obviously clearly a much better against man-to-man, which they can do. But I would assume you're going to see a lot of zone, make Jordan Love dink and dunk because he does not want to do that. He is not showing to be patient. And then, yeah, they'll just stabilize Micah Parsons. Sean Payton is smart. He will slow the game down. Obviously, he's seen that the Packers defense suck against long, slow drives. Like, they seem to struggle about getting off the field. So I'm assuming he'll try to slow it down, make it ugly, and just wear him down.
Yeah, that's what I loved about this last matchup with the Raiders. They slowed down they took it was like a 10-minute drive, first opening drive, and we haven't seen that in a while. So I think they're starting to incorporate that more. I don't know though. I think first of all, Riley Moss, dude, I get it. Like, dude, I love-hate relationship with the White Shadow. That guy,
The White Shadow.
White Shadow Man, that's what Mark Schlereth calls him. That it's such a complicated situation. Okay, so and I watch him quite a bit. And, in the last 3 weeks, he said he at practice had the boxing gloves on, so he couldn't grab because he had so many PI calls on him. But with Pat Surtain on the other side of the field, I get the argument. Dude, I don't know, but there's some freaking plays where he earns my love back. It's just love hate. So, but I totally get it. Even Broncos Twitter, a lot of people be bitching about Riley Moss. I'm just kind of neutral. He is a fun player though. He is very fun. But I think during the Commanders game, he was taking turns with our first rounder, Gerard Barron. So it's kind of nice to see, our rookie kind of, I don't know, getting some reps there. I mean, he's like a slot corner, but I mean, we're trying to get him all around the field. But yeah, no, Riley Moss, love-hate relationship with him. But it's just funny that that's brought up. It's like I read about it every week on Broncos Twitter, and Riley agrees.
Mike just can't get over
that.
nickname.
I can't get over that nickname.
White Data.
That's gonna be the title of this podcast.
The White Shadow.
The White Shadow in some capacity. In some capacity, yeah.
I do think this will be kind of a slow, close game. It's going to be close. I just know it. Every freaking Bronco game is mostly close. We've had 3 games where we're not winning by one score game. So it's gonna be saucy. It's gonna be saucy.
All right.
I'm more worried about Christian Watson though. I don't know. Has he been used in sweeps at all? Because I remember 2 years ago.
Really? Not this year.
Okay, that's. Okay.
He was demoted. He was demoted from his gadget guy role in the offense 2 years ago. He is now promoted to outside or their, I guess, go-to guy. Yeah, that is now in the hands of Jaden Reed and Bo Melton, X Factor. Here we go. Apparently, he is still a part of this Packers offense with their top 5 receivers back. So I would have never guessed he would catch a touchdown, but that's another conversation. But yeah, we will get to these predictions and the final drive. Lucas is going to maybe pick a few games, but he'll for sure pick this game. But before we get dragging on a little bit longer, let's go to 3 and out. We'll obviously give Lucas a final chance to talk about this game at the end when he does make his pick. But 3 and out this week. First, second, third down. Maybe we'll have a special 4th down play as well. Topic if Lucas has it. I'm gonna start on first down. First off, I just want to say, fuck you, Mike, and fuck Arsenal, because what a brilliant finish to a soccer game. Just Unai Emery just had, I think, a fantastic game plan in general. And the villains have been playing well, but my God, that's why I love soccer. It can be 2-1, but when you score in the freaking 94th minute at home, I always love watching Unai Emery on the sideline. Just he'll usually do the double fist. I love the freaking double fist pumps. Those are the best where he just goes like that. And hey, all of a sudden, surprise contender for top of the table in the title chase. You're only 3 points back of Arsenal now, so that was just a massive win and super exciting. And that kind of started my weekend off on a good note. So always good when the top dogs go down. And Aston Villa just took down a top dog. So just wanted to throw that in there on first down. So thank you, that was brilliant. All right. And he's not going to add
Yeah.
anything to that. Yeah.
No, mine. That was mine too. That was so stupid. I can't believe I woke up early for that on Saturday morning.
6:30 or 6:30.
Arsenal looked like complete ass. I don't know what's happening then.
That's what happens when you go to Birmingham, baby. That's what happens. That's what happens when you go to
Alright.
Birmingham.
Chill out, dude.
Where was the last time that they lost at fucking home? Riley probably. Like, they haven't lost in like the last like 30 matches at home. Like, they haven't lost. Like, they've either won or drawn like the last 30 matches at home. So it's like, it's not surprising. I was surprised. I thought it was going to be a draw. I was like 100% like, yeah, this is 1-1. I think both teams were playing for it to be 1-1 there the last like 25 minutes. And then that shit just came out of nowhere. And that's why it was so
How does Arsenal not kick that out of there? Like, that's so stupid.
Yeah. 100%, man.
Lucky ass win.
You're on the other end of
You lucked out.
You're on the other end of the spectrum of why you fucking hate soccer right now. It's just you'll hate it and you'll love it. It's just like a week after week thing. So, all right. Well, there you go. That's first and second down. So we'll go to third down with Riley.
All right, I'm gonna stay in the soccer world. I'm sure Collin knows where I'm gonna go with this. And we talked about it last week, and Mike probably knows that I'm obviously there's no angry text in the group chat. So thank fucking God, World Cup draw. We did not get any super athletic fucking African nation in our group. Thank God. That's our fucking kryptonite. We got fucking Australia. They suck. Paraguay, we just beat the shit out of them. They are probably the worst South African team. And then the best team in the group, I'm assuming, will be which we don't know yet. It's a play-in between 4 European countries. I'm assuming it's going to be Turkey, Slovakia, maybe. Turkey would be the toughest challenge. We lost to them earlier this year, but a team that we can definitely beat. So, in Pochettino, the head coach, really can't speak English, but he's been doing a lot of interviews, obviously, this last week. Hard to understand, but kind of grown on me. He just kind of talks shit. Definitely playing to the crowd of being an American. He said he watched the movie Miracle, the hockey one. Just I don't fucking know why. I mean, I get it. He's just like I said, whatever. With how they've been playing, so I think they definitely will get out of this group. Probably should win it. Like I said, Turkey would be a tough challenge if they end up winning that playoff qualifier. But who knows? With European soccer, they all kind of match each other pretty well. So really, really excited about this summer. Have something to watch for an entire month straight. Yeah. Big group win. No African nation, like I said. Australia being that second pod team that we got was probably the worst one in that entire list. So super lucked out, which super excited. I would say make it to the quarterfinals. That's the goal. We got to get to the top 8. Got to get to the top 8. That's got to be the goal this year.
Real quick, before we potentially move to fourth down, see if Lucas is pondering up some thoughts on there for a fourth down. Do you like it or you love it? I don't know, Mike, if you watched did you watch the World Cup draw, like entire production? I know Riley obviously did. Thoughts on a fucking 2-hour like mega episode leading into it of them like drawing balls out of a bowl and opening it up to read what's in the group. What are your thoughts on it going 2 hours, or I think it was like 2 hours and 15 minutes? Like it, hate it?
Probably the stupidest fucking thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Every other World Cup drawing has been so much more entertaining. USA, like that was all USA based production. That was fucking terrible.
I know. I didn't like Kevin. The whole Kevin Hart thing. Just I love Kevin Hart. I think that was just like a total miss. Like it was just like super awkward.
They didn't let him be him.
Yeah.
They just like they got Kevin Hart and just like try to control him. Like no, just let him go up there and fucking make fun of soccer. Like what are we doing here?
And then poor Wayne Gretzky has to read all the playing games of like the 5 groupings. He has to read these like countries that he's never obviously heard of before, and I felt bad for the guy because he was like trying his best to read them out loud and it wasn't really going that well. But yeah, I don't get it. Like spend 30 minutes picking it, and then you can like break it down afterwards. Like let's not like just make it like a big production. But I don't know. I'm sure the viewerships were probably high, and I probably sound like an idiot right now. But I don't get it.
What was the point of like trying to incorporate all these other sports? Like, why the fuck is there a hockey player, a MLB player, and an NBA player? I don't like. I like Shaq too, and Shaq was funny, went with it, but like, it's fucking soccer. I don't care about these other sports. What are we trying to include? It's soccer. Can we get some people that actually know like something about anything with what's happening right now? They just put the entire all 15 people they pulled up out of their ass. Like literally 2 of them actually knew, like, have watched the soccer game in their entire life. I bet it was so cringy, so awful.
Yeah. All right, there you go. That kind of goes hand in hand with Mike's Thanksgiving Day halftime kind of performances and getting rid of that shit. Which, Lucas, before we get going, I want to know your thoughts on that, because I was at the Thanksgiving with you. What are your thoughts on the non-Super Bowl like kind of like halftime performances and productions?
Yeah, dude, I'm cool with it. It's it's entertainment. It's Thanksgiving, man. It's a holiday. We want football on as much as possible during Thanksgiving. So, I mean, I don't know exactly the length of halftime during Thanksgiving. I mean, with the concerts or with the entertainment, is it 30 minutes? Is it an extra 15 minutes? So it's like, yeah, sure, man, stretch it out. It gives us time to get seconds, get some more food. I don't know why people are upset about it. Like, I mean,
One of them's right there in the
I'm-
bottom corner. Yeah, there you go.
why? Yeah.
Don't need it. It was, I don't know, just don't need it. Like,
So you want to keep it like exclusive for the Super Bowl then?
yes, yeah. Keep
Yeah,
it
I get
with-
that argument.
And I've never heard of Jack White. I thought his performance sucked.
So I only know that because of that one that ding 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 ding, like what's that, Blue Stripes? Is that what it is? Like that's the only thing I know. And like that was when he was in his 20s, I think. And now he's much older. But like, could you argue that, and I haven't been to many NFL games, but they do like maybe mini concerts or just kind of like entertainment during halftime where they're just not broadcasted? So like, I don't know. That's my thought. Like, obviously Eminem, if he's performing, he's going to be broadcasted. But I guess point being, there's always halftime entertainment. It's just Thanksgiving, you know. You don't have 3 games on Thanksgiving or on Thursdays normally, so it's like let's make it a special holiday thing. But I definitely get your argument.
Save it for the Super Bowl, man.
Who's Benny Blanco? I think.
Bad Bunny.
So that's all. Is that what it is? So it's all going to be in Spanish.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that. We can go down that road.
Shakira's was basically all Spanish when she performed.
But she got booty. I don't know. Whatever happened to like what happened to The Rock? The Rock? I don't know, rock and roll during halftime. Like it's been just like pop stars and rappers and
I feel like, yeah, rock and roll would be the common ground. Yeah, I feel like that'd be the common ground that everyone would enjoy every single like
yeah, like bring
Super Bowl.
in someone. Greta Van Fleet would be freaking awesome.
Give me some Slipknot, or like just let's get
Yeah,
some
give
like
me
just
some
let's just
Slipknot.
get crazy. Let's just get crazy and get some clown masks out there and just start banging shit and running around. Like let's get that.
Yeah,
That'd be interesting.
get a little mosh pit down on the field. Yeah, that'd be a fun time. I don't know. I mean, I don't know any Bad Bunny songs though, so I just won't be engaged. But I'll be watching it.
All right. Well, hate to cut you off, Lucas, but that is going to be our 4th down this week, just so we can get to the final drive. Unless you had a really good extra down, but we're gonna end it on that. But all right. Well, let's go to the final drive this week, our pick 'em. We have 6 games to pick this week, but before we get to it, I know I had a shit week. I'm probably tiptoeing the line of being out of it, but Mike, give us an update from this last week on where we're at overall wise.
Collin, you and I went 2-3, and Riley went 3-2. So he only gained a game on us. You're only 4 games back of Riley. So 4 weeks left, 4 games back. You gotta put together some good weeks here, but you're not out of it by any means. Riley's got a record of 41-30-1. I'm at 39-32-1, and Collin, you're at 37-34-1.
All right, well,
6 opportunities this week.
I'm gonna have to probably pick some different games from you guys eventually here, so we'll have to see how it maybe goes. I might have to change my picks on the spot, but all right. Well, we're going to save Packers Broncos for the very end. Lucas, if you want to jump in on these games or have any fun locks or upsets that you have, we'll dish it over to you. But let's start. Like Mike mentioned, we have 6 games to pick from this week. All the NFC North teams are playing non-NFC North teams, and then our upset and the lock. So we're going to start with the Bears. Coming off the loss, their winning streak has ended. They take on a Browns team and Shedeur Sanders, who just got named the starter for the rest of the season. So Bears, Browns. We'll start with you, Mike. Who do you got in this one?
I kind of wanted to go Browns here, just based on how their defense has played all year, and then they put an absolute stinker last week against Tennessee when I picked them as my lock. So Browns are dead to me right now, and I'm saying the Bears are gonna get back on track this week.
Riley. Yeah, same. The Browns, yeah, they just lost to the Titans. They suck. It's Bears big.
All right, well, I'm going to go Bears.
Do you guys,
Well,
little side note here. I know, sorry. Do you guys like Shedeur Sanders? I know I'm like hit or miss with him. Yeah. Like, I feel like he makes kind of most things about him. And I just didn't like the comments of his like first start where it's like, imagine if I had a whole off season, man, what this could be. And like they lost, but he's like, he's all happy and he's like, but we lost. So it's like, I don't know. It's just, I don't know. But also the media probably is just down his throat. So I'm indifferent. I don't really like him though.
yeah, I don't think his ceiling's very high. I think he's got a pretty limited ceiling and as an NFL quarterback. So I mean, I think you pretty much know what you're gonna get with him. But maybe in that offense, like in their perfect case scenario, what they want to do, maybe he can be like that quarterback. But I don't know. Yeah. So Lucas, did you have a pick for this one? Bears, Browns.
Bears, yeah. The Browns are doo-doo.
Well, there you go. Short.
Did
and
you
sweet.
see that? Did you see that? Well, first of all, I think Stefanski doesn't like Shedeur at all. And I don't know, I could be wrong, but the whole Wildcat at the goal line, like, it just confuses me. And then, like, Judkins, like, forgot to pitch it. I mean, that just, like, sums up the Browns right there. So, I mean, Tony Pollard, and Mike, you were talking about the defense, the Browns defense. Tony Pollard, like, was, like, the number 2 running back on the week. Like, he just apparently, I don't know, has superpowers, but, like, I don't know. And that was at the dog pound or whatever they call it. But, yeah, Bears are probably going to bounce back.
Pollard probably got some people into the fantasy football playoffs. We'll probably just throw that out there too. But with his performance, so. Yeah, Mike.
Collin, you went Bears there?
Bears. Yeah, we'll go a full clean sweep. Bears over Browns. All right, let's go. Cowboys, Vikings. 2 teams on the outside looking in. Vikings pretty much out with officially being out. The Cowboys are on life support now after they lost the Lions. This is a tough one because you don't really know what the Vikings are after their just absolute ass kicking of the Commanders. But we'll start with you, Riley. Who do you got in this one? Cowboys and Vikings.
Yeah, like you said, the Vikings pretty much completely mathematically eliminated. Cowboys still got a shot depending on how tonight's game with the Eagles and the Chargers go. So I'm gonna say Cowboys bounce back, get a win. I just don't trust. I don't trust 9 to play that well 2 weeks in a row. I do not trust him at all. So I'm gonna go with the Cowboys.
Yeah, I'm going Cowboys here too. Just based on the fact, like Riley said, I don't know what JJ McCarthy is. Like, is that what he is, or is that an aberration? I got to see it more than 1 week in a row.
Like I said, I eventually need to start picking different games from you guys to potentially climb up the standings. But this is not going to be one of them. I can't pick. I can't pick the Vikings. I don't know. I thought that was kind of a fluke. And so yeah, I think the Cowboys are still kind of playing potentially to sneak in the playoffs here. So I think Cowboys over Vikings. Lucas.
Yeah, I'd say the Cowboys here. I think I read something today that CD Lamb is progressing nicely for concussion protocol. Dude, the Cowboys are a great team. I know you guys hate them. I mean, America kind of hates them. We hate Jerry Jones, but they're a good team. If Pickens wants to try and try to catch the ball and run full routes, like they can be just very good. I pick the Cowboys, yeah. Vikings are weird. I think the Vikings are just gonna I don't know, do some weird stuff with JJ McCarthy just to see if they do have a guy.
They got two
I don't know.
guys.
They're weird.
All right, let's keep going here. We got back-to-back sweeps to start this. This is a big one. Lions, they are on the outside looking in right now as the 8 seed, trying to sneak back into the playoff race. They play the number 1 seed in the NFC right now, the Rams. I know what Packer fans hope in this one, I would think, but I will get it started. Oh, I'm going to go Lions over Rams. I'm going to say it right now. I think the Lions help out the Packers. I think that they're going to have everything on the freaking table here these next couple games to get back into the wild card spot. I don't know. It was tough to see a world without the Chiefs not being in the playoffs, and we're starting to see that in fruition. It's just tough to see the Lions not be in the playoffs. I know they got some holes and obviously got some things that's different from last year, but I think this is one of those games that they somehow find out to win. I know it's on the road. They're not as good on the road, but I have a feeling you guys maybe are going to pick Rams too. So I'm gonna go Lions over Rams in this one. A little bit of an upset.
Yeah, you're right. I'm taking Rams in this one. To me, they're clearing away the best team in the NFC right now, and I think that doesn't change this week. Give me the Rams.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Rams as well. The Lions have struggled with really good defensive lines. Rams have that. I also think obviously the Rams have 2 stud receivers, so the Lions get back to doing what they love to do on defense. Obviously Puka and Devontae are gonna exploit that. If they want to sit in zone like they did last week against the Cowboys, I trust the Rams run game with their 2 running back system. And Sean McVay being a freaking absolute super genius, that and Matt Stafford, probably going to figure out how to do that. Also, Ian Branch being out, I don't know how the hell they're going to cover any of the Rams tight ends. So this is a game, Colin, you're probably going to be right, just like last week. And I said it, this is somehow some bullshit the Lions win, but on paper, I just can't pick them. The Rams have every advantage. To me, that's what it looks like. So I'm going to go Rams.
Yep.
Lucas, what says you?
This isn't SoFi, right?
Yep.
I was gonna say Lions with Collie Bob over there. And then I totally forgot about Brian Branch because he's out for the year now, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I think Kirby Joseph is still out too.
Devontae Adams at the goal line just makes no sense. Yeah, I'm going Rams. I'm changing it. All right, Colin, I was going to join you, but Riley and Mike persuaded me.
Right, I gotta make some moves eventually here. So I feel okay about that one. We'll see. Like I said, I'm either gonna lose ground or gain ground. But all right, we're gonna skip over Broncos Packers. We're gonna go to our upsets of the week. I will get us started. And I don't know. I checked this morning. I was kind of surprised that this was because the Patriots are at home, and they are currently 1.5-point underdogs at home against the Bills, which was a head scratcher to me as well. So I want to jump all over that. I know there was a couple games this week that I liked, but I don't know. I think the Patriots complete the season sweep over the Bills. So that's going to be my upset of the week is Patriots over Bills, and Bills -1.5 is what I saw.
Yeah, I'll jump in. It's my exact game as well, Colin. So I'm picking Patriots as well. Like you said, you had a couple of games you like. There is nothing I liked in this week except for this one because I just don't think the Bills are that good. Josh Allen is that good. I don't know if the other 21 players are worth the shit that they play. So, they just keep kind of squeaking it out with Josh Allen being Superman. So I'm gonna say Vrabel, Patriots off a bye, getting healthier again. They can run the ball. They have two really good running backs, and the Bills can't stop the run. So if they're going to control the game, kind of like the Texans did a couple weeks ago against the Bills, and Josh Allen out of rhythm. So I'm going to go Patriots with an upset.
All right. I'm taking the Bengals as 2.5-point underdogs at home against the Ravens. Bengals defense is absolutely atrocious, but I think they can outscore the Ravens. So give me the Bengals over the Ravens in a shootout.
That was another game I liked.
I was going to piggyback on Mike there. That's the matchup I was looking at. Lamar is either hurt and we just don't know about it. Like I feel like end of the season for the Ravens, like they're going to come out and say, Lamar Jackson's getting surgery on this. And it's like, yeah, no shit, because he doesn't look like Lamar Jackson. And Joe Burrow is back. And what a fun game that was this last week with the Bengals and Bills. That was just crazy. What a fourth quarter collapse from the Bengals. And I don't know, but I think they get it done this week against the Ravens.
Hell yeah, Lucas.
All right, there we go. All right, let's go to our locks of the week. And we are now at week 15, so it is going to be interesting after last week as well. So we will get it started with you, Riley. Who is your lock of the week?
This one kind of fell into my lap with how hot they are and the team they're playing. I have not used Jacksonville yet, and they are playing the Jets. So, yeah, that's a pretty easy one for me. I got Jags over Jets.
Well, I'll keep it simple as well. I also have the Jaguars and shit. I'm picking all the same stuff as Riley, so won't gain or I guess lose a ton of ground here. One game different, but yeah, got lucky in that one too. They're like -12.5. I would just knowing the Jags, like I said, they're like two extremes, and I could see them just beating the shit out of the Jets here and like it being a three score game potentially. So I have Jags over Jets as well.
Yeah, I was looking at that game too, but unfortunately I've taken the Jaguars as my lock already. So I'm kind of surprised I haven't picked this team yet. I'm taking the Eagles over I don't even remember who they're playing anymore. The Raiders. Philadelphia's kind of looking like ass right now against the Chargers, but so it honestly wouldn't surprise me if they lost next week against the Raiders, but I got to take them.
Lucas, you got a game that you feel strongly about. You can pick any team. You have every single team on the table here, so.
Dude, I don't know. I was looking at Monday night, and for some reason so these are locks.
Your lock with the yeah.
I don't know, man.
Whoever the favorite is has to be the winner. Or I guess you could lock an upset too. I guess that's on the table.
Yeah, I thought about it.
That Monday night game with the Dolphins and Steelers kind of just intrigues me, but I think the Steelers will get that one done. I'll lock them in.
Okay. All right.
Well, something different.
All right. Now
The Raiders just sucks, so that's gonna be a nice log for you there, Mikey.
I think we all should feel pretty good about it. Well, again, Jaguars. This could be the one game of the week where just a head scratch that we don't get. I would not be surprised with their Jekyll and Hyde-ness. But all right, that takes us to the finale. Broncos hosting the Packers, the 2 seed in the NFC against the 1 seed in the AFC. Just because he is a guest, we're going to let him get started on this pick train of this game. So, Lucas, tell me your elevator pitch here in less than 2 minutes. Broncos, Packers, who do you have in this one and why?
I believe empowered field advantage, home field advantage is a real thing, and that place will be roaring. And no, I know it's now a division opponent, but I believe they're excited that the Broncos are returning home. You know, it's been a little bit. It's been around 3 weeks, I believe. Onyx has looked calm and poised. The defense has been flying around like madmen. Nick Benito is a menace. The run game has been looking nice, and we've been slowing down the offense as a whole. But I'm going to take the underdog here, of course. I'm going to go with Broncos 27, Packers 20.
27-20, and yes, that would technically be a betting line upset. So, okay. All right, Lucas gets to start with the Broncos pick. Let's go down to Riley. Who do you got in this one and why?
Like I said, like I just don't really see an advantage for Green Bay in this game in any situation. But I kind of touched on it and brought it up. This is just a game where I'm basically like fading myself. Like this is in years past, like this is some bullshit that LaFleur somehow pulls out of his ass, some crazy game plan. And they somehow get to him. So don't like it at all. Basically fading myself, but I'm gonna say that somehow the Packers win this game. I just think they'll somehow like, and Lucas knows, he's kind of said like the Broncos offense, like it just hasn't been great. So I just think the Packers make this ugly enough, low scoring enough, and they somehow correlate and steal this, maybe 21-17 type game.
Mike.
It's Toyota-thon, baby. We have Micah Parsons. We have a starting O-line that's been getting their groove on for the last 3 games. Josh Jacobs is coming on. Christian Watson's been hot. Jaden Reed is back. Let's see. What else do we have on defense? Evan Williams, Javon Bullard. Everyone's playing well. Unfortunately, I got to go with the Broncos here. I think they're too damn good. Give me the Broncos.
Okay. Yeah, I went back and forth on this one too. Nothing to do with, the household that I'm in right now, and in the other half, of course. But, yeah, I don't know. Like to me, in my lifetime, the Packers just never play well in Denver. I think the last time they won there, I know they only play there every 8 years, but they've lost the last 2 times there. To my knowledge, and I didn't think looked very good either time. Yeah, I do not trust Matt LaFleur in this offense against this defense. I'm just so nervous about the speed. The offensive line has protected Jordan Love well for the most part these last few weeks, but I think this is a whole nother beast just with the speed rushers. I know our tackles are good, but yeah, Jordan Love's going to have to be like near perfect, and there going to be some opportunities, I know, but yeah, I don't know. I just don't have a good feeling about this one. I felt good the last 2 weeks and confident the last 2 weeks. I do not feel confident this week, so I'm going to go Broncos over Packers in this one. As much as I hate to say this, Hannah's not allowed to listen to the episode, so I'm sure Lucas will let her know. But I'm going to go Broncos over Packers, and it works out for me because you two, or I guess Riley picked the Packers as well, so got to gain some ground. So, all right. Well, that is our final drive picks of the week, all 6 games. Like I said, still anyone's game technically, but it's going to be an interesting couple weeks as it starts to get more and more meaningful. Lucas, it's like you've done this a couple times before. It's like you have your own podcast or something. Pretty well-oiled machine up there in the corner, and doing these. So, but yeah, thanks for jumping on. This was a fun one. I know it was a long one, but this was kind of like a little in-depth. I think this is like the most in-depth that we've probably gone in a preview with the team, so I know we enjoyed it, and hopefully we're going to have a good game this weekend. But yeah, thanks for joining us and jumping on.
Hey, thanks for having me, and maybe this is a Super Bowl preview. We don't know. Ladies and gentlemen, that would be fun. That would be stressful as fuck, but it Could be a really good time here. I'm excited for this one. It'll be cool.
I do not know where I would
know
watch
I
that
know
game.
One of these teams could be in the Super Bowl.
I know. I've already been trying to figure out the plan for this Sunday of who is allowed at the house to watch the game. And I don't know if anyone's going to be. So Logan, if you're listening, you might have to watch the game somewhere else. It might just be me and Hannah one-on-one. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, you said it, not us.
No,
Super Bowl preview. We'll see.
I know.
Will you watch in the same room, or are you watching in separate rooms?
We'll watch in the same room. We'll watch in the same room. I'll keep to myself. I keep to myself for the most part. I've gotten a little bit better as I've gotten older, at least of just being
I got
positive.
invited to a housewarming party / Packer party, and I will not be going to that. I like to watch my football games alone in the room. I know Colin's probably seen some Snapchats that Mallory has sent, but I don't sit down. I swear a lot, so I literally can't contain myself during, Bronco games. But I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be fun, boys. And this was kind of interesting too, because I usually don't, I don't know, have projections like this, like saying the score and stuff like that. And I'm not saying I'm superstitious, but like ask your wife, Collin, what she thinks, and she probably won't tell you because she believes in witchcraft and all this superstitious stuff. So yeah, this is kind of going outside my comfort zone here a little bit and talking about my team. It was fun. Thanks for having me.
Well, we do appreciate it. Hopefully, maybe we'll gain an extra listener from this week in Princeton, Wisconsin, potentially listening to this Bronco-specific episode. But yeah, it was fun. We'll see how it plays out, and hopefully both teams are in the playoffs. I think at this moment we feel pretty good about that, and maybe the paths will cross again. But and before you know it, Lucas, you were going to be on the soccer fandom train. We're getting closer and closer to getting you to pick a team as well in the Premier League. So just keep listening, and we'll keep convincing you.
It'd be fun. It's kind of like a baptism in a way. It's a little baptism. We have to have a little party for that. But I love the culture behind it, man. Like I've told you that before in person. Like the culture behind that sport is unlike any other, and that's something I can get behind. Like a shitty team that believes in deeply, the fans believe in deeply of this team. Like that could be fun to just like root for.
Yeah. And before we get out of here too, I know we're dragging this along. Just want to mention this: all four of us, in some capacity, are runners as well. So I know Riley is a runner. Mike obviously did really well in the 5K I've been running. Obviously, Lucas is just an insane runner. So I just wanted to throw it in there as well. You could be as near as a professional as a runner as Lucas, or as novice as us three, but you can still run. It's still fun and do the competitions or just on your own. So, but all right, well, let's get out of here before we keep going. Once again, everyone, thanks for listening to Dairyland Drive Podcast. Keep sharing it to however you listen. Spotify, Apple. Mike's got that YouTube channel ripping with episodes every single week. We like those reviews. We like the comments and the questions. Riley's got to give a shout-out to ISU.
I don't want to stay. Fuck North Dakota State.
Massive upset. The Eagles almost pulled it off. A little late rally, but they came up a little short. But, yeah, what a massive upset that was. But, yeah. Keep listening every single week. We enjoy each and every one of you, including Lucas. But thanks for listening. Collin, Mike, Riley, special guest Lucas. We will see you next episode.
Go Pack, go, baby.